Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. So I'll talk a little bit about the V8 conversion I've done. It's my 1995 Mitsubishi Delica Space Gear Exceed. When I bought it, it had a cracked head. And as much as I love the vans, I'm a little over the diesels. So I thought I would upgrade. It's a known conversion, though not many people have done them. As far as I know, there's maybe 3 or 4 in New Zealand, a couple in Australia, and some Russians have done a few because the Russians do everything. So since buying the van, I've had a couple of inches cut out of the rear sills at the front to accommodate the 33-inch mud terrain tyres. They're on 16-inch Pajero rims. I think it's a good match for the van. Looks good and certainly performs well off-road. So onto the engine. This Toyota 1UZ VVTI. Pretty easy swap mechanically. The transmission is Ace & Warner A3040, and surprisingly Toyota used the same transmission behind their V8s, called A3041. So the Toyota bell housing, pump, input shaft and torque converter from the Toyota all bolt straight onto the Mitsubishi transmission, which makes of course bolting the V8 in a whole lot easier. Engine mounts of course need to be modded, which isn't that difficult. I don't know if we'll be able to see one. There you go. So that's just the top of the original Delica engine mount cut off, bit of box section with a top plate welded in, and it's sitting on V8 Holden engine mounts, which are cheap and easy to source. Other modification that needs to be done, which you're not going to get a good view of, is the driver's side exhaust manifold. To clear the steering arm, the exhaust manifold just won't fit. So the only real thing to do, I managed to source some Sora manifolds, and I had the driver's side manifold modified to fit. It wasn't a huge job. Other little things, the Toyota has a line pressure cable, the Mitsubishi has the line pressure cable, so I made up a linkage using all parts from the Mitsubishi throttle linkage system and just a little bit of brass tube. Works well. It's the original Mitsubishi transmission dipstick, a little bit bent to fit the engine, but again, it not only did it bend, but the mounting bracket was able to be bolted up without any other modifications to it. For the wiring, I sent it off to the Cartune Company in New Zealand, Kelvin. He specialises in 1UZ conversions, very knowledgeable, and as you can see by the super tidy wiring, he did a fantastic job. I'm still using the original Delica radiator. Seems to work okay. I've got twin electric fans on it, and a Mitsubishi Pajero airbox hooked up to a snorkel. Other work I've done to it, it's got a Mitsubishi 9-inch diff. I was able to source from a V6 Delica. I was also able to source a Pajero locker, which the Pajero locker bolts straight into our 9-inch diff. So that works, which is great for off-roading, of course. X-Rock spool bar and a 12,000 pound Ridge Rider winch. That winch has seen a hell of a lot of use, and I've heard bad reviews about them, but I'll tell you what, I've thrashed this winch. It's pulled out fence posts, it's pulled out cars out of bogs, it's pulled me up muddy hills, and it just keeps going. For what I paid for it, I have no complaints at all. So that's about it. I did put in a couple of aftermarket gauges. Just because I didn't like the ones that were in the binnacle already, and these made more sense. So I've got oil pressure to the left, water temperature in the middle, and volts on the right. And they're in green, which match the Delica colours at night, which I like. So that's about it. I will put up some photos after the video of the actual mechanical work I did with a little explanation in the photos. I'll put a link in the description for Kelvin's videos from the Cartune Company on the wiring job he did for the van. Should be noted, I've recently been back to see him and have had this little device fitted, which is a throttle position sensor adjuster. So the Toyota throttle position sensor doesn't give enough voltage. It gives out 4 volts. The Mitsubishi transmission control module needs to see 4.5, and that 0.5 of a volt made all the difference. Putting that adjuster in means the Delica gearbox or transmission shifts down gears when I put my foot down, holds gears from a standing stop. It's just made a world of difference. So that's it. Hope you liked the video. Usual story, like, subscribe, share. There'll be plenty more adventures in this van, and hopefully the video quality will improve. We've got ourselves a drone and a slightly better camera. Anyway, take care all. See you all later.